one of the big advantages of the Dinghy Show being online this year is the fact that we can welcome some international guests. And today I'm absolutely thrilled to welcome an old friend, Santiago Lange, all the way from Buenos Aires in Argentina. Hi, Santi.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, thank you so much for agreeing to be interviewed by me. You're going to have to bear with me, Santi, because normally I'm on the other side of the questions. I'm not used to being the one asking the questions, but it's an absolute privilege to speak to you all the way from Argentina. Now, what has always impressed me most about Santi is his wide range of classes that he has mastered. He's competed in 6 Olympic Games in 4 different Olympic classes, monohulls, multi-hulls, the works, as well as sailing in 2 Volvo Ocean races and 2 America's Cups. And even more than this, what I love about Santi as a sailor is the affection in which he's held by all the other sailors who race with and against him. And the fact that despite being now 58 years old, is it, Santi, and soon to be a grandfather, Santi has always, in my mind, retained an amazing passion for the sport. So, Santi, after that build-up, perhaps maybe you could tell us where you developed this amazing passion for sailing. And how did you get into sailing, and what was it like in Argentina at a young age?
Well, first of all, thank you for the introduction, and me it's an honor to be questioned by you because you are one of my Olympic heroes and sailing heroes. Well, I think how I started and how I was lucky to start is one of the biggest secret of why I keep sailing. I think the fact that my father was a sailor, he was an Olympian, he went to the Olympics in Helsinki, but he never really followed me, you know. It was a different relationship of father and son back then. And yeah, we were going to the club to play with the boats. I leave school at Friday night and come back home at Sunday, and we were sleeping on the boats of our parents or friends, and we had our optimist rig all night and race at night in the little bay of our harbor. And I think I really appreciate the way it all started, because it was just about fun and playing with nature and boats, and then the competitive got into us. So we got love for nature, sailing and sailing boats, and then we became competitors, and I think that's a good secret.
So you were just messing around in boats, but you just happened to be messing around with the Optimist world champion. And you said your father was a sailor, and of course you've got 2 sons who are professional sailors themselves. So tell me, did you coach them, or do you still coach them? How does that work?
As a father, my biggest dream was to let it be what they want to be and just pursue their passion or their dreams. And so I never brought him to a sailing school. They came, Iago is impressed his career. He started sailing when he sailed for 1 year when he was 13 and started really sailing when he was 20. And then 7 years later, he was in the Olympic in the 49ers and managed to finish 7th or 8th. So yeah, for me, passion is a big part of the game, to be, to have that desire inside yourself. That's what I wanted to teach my sons more than sailing.
I love that. Yeah, develop the passion. And you said your son, Iago, didn't start till he was 14. Were you desperate for him to start before then, or did you just let him do what he wanted?
No, let him do what he wanted. I have the twins that are more artists. One is studying music in Barcelona, and it's a privilege for me to have something different in the family. So yeah, for me to develop, the biggest challenge for teachers or fathers is basically that each one have to find the desire inside them, and I think that's how, like I go to my club here, and when I see, why are you not sailing? Well, I'm waiting the coach to tell me when to go sing, and I think that's totally wrong. We were able, because we never had a coach when we were young. My first coach was for the Olympic Games in Atlanta in '96. Before then, I never had a coach, and I think that was also a way to develop our desire and our driven. Dreams come true and fight for them, and I think that's a big way we should teach kids to sailing.
Wow. And so 6 Olympic Games later, and you must have seen a lot of changes across that time. How has the Olympics changed for you in 6 years? Six
Well,
Olympics, not 6 years, 6 Olympics, 24 years.
For me, a lot personally, because at the beginning was we couldn't even dream to go to the Olympics, and then to go was already a big factor. To beat the big nation was an impossible for sure. So we had to change all, to find the organization to be able to be competitive internationally. In general terms of sailing, for sure, it got more professional, for sure. It is a lot more professional, but at the end of the day, it's the same thing. You have to manage under pressure, be well prepared, and have a good team, and sail well when it counts.
Great advice. And thinking back to 2015, which must have been the lowest point, I imagine, when you were diagnosed with lung cancer. I mean, did you ever think that you were going to go back to professional sailing or racing in the Olympics again?
I absolutely didn't know. I didn't know the outcome of my surgeries. So, but I was very lucky to have the dream to get prepared for Rio. That made me the desire and the determination to change things around was so big that the illness was not a matter for me. For me, the biggest challenge was to recover quick enough to go to Rio in good shape. But I didn't know even if I was going to be able to sail again. I didn't know.
Yeah. So arguably, it was the other way around. Sailing was what motivated you to recover from the illness. And so it was actually, in many ways, that's what gave you the passion and the belief and the desire, to overcome those difficulties.
100%. Sailing is a great sport. But basically, along my life, it teaches you to deal with external factors. We all been winning a race, and suddenly the wind dies, and you have to accept it. And so I think along all my life, sailing teaches our personality, and we know about basically unfair external factors. And secondly, the passion to get prepared for Rio was a big matter. And then also, I must say, my family, my team, and my friends were a big part of it. Without the team I had, and without my sons, would have been impossible to do all what we did.
Hence the emotion in Rio when they swam across, if I remember rightly, to your boat.
Yes,
yeah, and wonderful scenes. And so, what quality, therefore, do you think is most important in a sailor?
Well, we've seen it in all the sports, and now we've seen it in sailing. Now looking at the America's Cup, I think there are many personalities that can be successful, and many strong bits of personality that you see Ben, the determination, the killing instinct he has. He drives with so much power. You would say, okay, this is it. We have seen it every day now in the Cup. But I think to find your own style, and you find, work on your strong points and your weak points, is what makes a good athlete. You cannot copy anyone. Your own style, and to know how you enjoy the game and what you want of yourself, and find yourself is an important thing.
Yeah, and I think that comes across, actually, and I think people can relate to that when they see you and when they meet you in the boat park and watch you sail, and I think sailing means so much more to you than just the results in a given race or a regatta. And I think that's one of the reasons why you're such a fearsome opponent, because you have this amazing you have the sailing in the right context.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So look, I've had a lot of your time. I'm really, really grateful, Santi. Just one question then. We'll have a lot of young people at the show online watching this, visitors to the Dinghy Show. And what one piece of advice would you give to young sailors, maybe starting out as you were, aged 8, 9, 10 years old? What do you think is the most important thing for them to think about in their sailing careers?
I think, as we talk in the meeting, really enjoy. It's a wonderful sport for all your life. You don't need to be the best in optimist to win a gold medal. You just want to enjoy and try to work hard. Then along your sailing career, just enjoy to work hard, enjoy the challenge, enjoy the effort. and be, just try to be the best and find your own way. It's nothing to copy and nothing to, just find yourself and fight for it. And it's an incredible sport because it's an opportunity to any personality, any type of setting, and any type, it keep developing, so it gives you a lot of chances.
Well, that's wonderful, wonderful advice. And I'm going to play that back, and I'm going to remember that and write it down, because I think that's something that I will definitely use myself in the future. And just lastly, very lastly, you're in Buenos Aires. It is, I think, 10:20 in the morning. And just give us a little picture. What's your day going to look like? Have you been training already today, or water? What does it look like today?
I am, it's light in the morning, so I'm going to do training straight away after this call. And then hopefully in the afternoon we will go for a sail. We are sailing along here, trying maneuvers. And yeah, it's going to be a nice day again.
Brilliant. Well, look, I've had more than enough of your time. I know that you train with John and Anna, the British team. I want to wish you all the very, very best of luck in Tokyo. The only caveat, of course, is I want you to let John and Anna win, or may the best team win on the day. But it's an absolute privilege to speak to you all the way from Buenos Aires. I'm sure everybody will be hanging on every word you said. I hope that your family and your friends all stay safe from COVID, and I wish you the very best of luck for the year ahead. Santi, thank you very much. Thank you, Ian. Thank you very much. It's an honor for me to speaking to British sailors. I have so much respect for them, and honestly, it has been great years to train with John and Anna. They are great ambassadors for your country and for your sailing. Wonderful. Thank you, Santi.